Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back to my channel. I've decided to make this build something completely different than I've seen before. It is a wedding venue. I know that I've built it was kind of like this greenhouse vibe that I also said you can have weddings at, and then I thought about it and I was like, okay, but maybe I should just build like a wedding venue that's like functional, and it has like a kitchen for the catering company. It has the place where you actually get married and then the reception area. I think out of it all, like the reception area is definitely my favorite. The catering part is it has like this full kitchen and then also a place where they can prepare the food. And my boyfriend and I, we always do this catering work for like extra money so that we can maybe use it for traveling or anything else that we need to do with it. And it's always quite fun to just work, like we're usually like four people working together, and then yeah, I don't know, it's just you need like quite a big kitchen or like a tent set up for the catering, especially for weddings, because usually you have to get like quite a few plates out at the same time. Our biggest event that we've ever done was 700 people and was like this Impala thing, and yeah, it was great. But so for this build, as you can see, I did create some parking spots, maybe for the most important guests, like the families of the groom and the bride. I also created this little patchy area for the trees and stuff. I thought it just added to I don't know, the aesthetic of like a beautiful outside wedding venue. The physical wedding venue, it's like a dome type of vibe, but there's no roof to it. It's just open. But I think in my mind, I kind of thought about it and I was like, yeah, it'll definitely have a roof, or it's possible. There's a roof that can attach to it, or like a tent vibe. That's why I also added some pillars and stuff like that. So then the tent vibe can go over that. The physical wedding venue, like where they'll sit and stuff, the thing that I'm building right now is I decided on this darker brick color because I just thought it matched the white perfectly and it looks more like formal and almost like a temple vibe, say, but I'm not sure. So I just thought about an outside wedding. What would I want? I know usually people that have outside weddings, they kind of like they want the whole view of the outside. But with this one, I was just like kind of like enjoying the whole. It is outside, but it's not outside. So yeah, I like it. But obviously, you can easily remove the one wall on the left side, and then it'll be easy to, I don't know, like you can still see the outside, and you can also remove the ornaments that I chose on the left, and yeah, so the whole thing can go. I like the whole like the arches that I've used, because then people can enter from both sides and leave like out. You can go out at both sides, which I think is good for the benches that I've used in this build. I don't know why, but this wedding venue is like, it's not something that is my style. I won't ever get married outside because I'm like very like paranoid about weather and stuff, and I would worry about rain and wind and all that. But I mean, this is kind of like a good replacement for an outside wedding, but it's also inside because you can have the tent just go over the whole thing, and yeah, so it's like semi outside wedding venue. But the reception area is completely outside, obviously, but also you can add tents around it because I also added the pillars that you'll see that later in the video. This part that I'm building now is with the green hedges and everything. I just thought it just looked so beautifully. Like, I don't know why it gave me Cheaper by the Dozen vibes, but I don't know why, honestly. And then I also added the pillars just for like extra support and beauty. Honestly, no other reason. And then also because you can add the tent in. The benches that I've used, it's not necessarily comfortable benches, it's just outside benches, but I liked how it didn't like distract my attention to the benches. It was just plain and neutral, and yeah, it can take a lot of people. So I would say like 3 people per bench, but in real life probably 4. Then I also like the way that I added the trees in the front, just for the shadows, and it'll probably make the photos more realistic, because otherwise the groom and the bride would probably have to look into the sun the whole time. But yeah, so the little hedge that I'm building now is just for entering the reception area. So you'll see that go out there to the reception area in the left hand corner. Yeah, so I really like this lot also because it kind of already had this entrance vibe at the front. It's like this little stone area, and then you can also park there, or you can ask people to park a bit away and then maybe bring buses with people. I know a lot of weddings do that. Yeah, I've never seen a wedding venue like this, but I know in South Africa a lot of people get married on wine farms, and I could almost imagine it being kind of like the same layout as a wine farm wedding, because you have the little place where you get married and the parking spots, and then also the kitchen and the reception area. I think my favorite part was the reception area. I just loved how I used the fairy lights and things that I think this would kind of be like how I would imagine a reception for myself. And yeah, so I'm now building the reception area, and I made it like go up a bit. So on a foundation, I want it to be higher because then I could have 2 levels for the dance floor and the physical reception area. I really like this. It worked out perfectly. I don't know if it's everyone's style, definitely not. But I also played a bit with the stairs going up to the different levels. I think I learned this trick like a while ago, and I just wanted to use it in a build and I never knew how. But I definitely think it's difficult to use within a house, because if you use it for an interior build, you can't connect the walls. But I really want to see them like getting multi-level thing, like an update about that would be awesome. But yeah, I'm just building the little path that goes to the reception area to the dance floor. And then for this reception area, there'll be 2 ways of entering it. So the first one is the one I'm building now, is just to enter the dance floor if you want to enter there. And the other one is you can also enter the dance floor, but then you can go straight up to the place where you can eat and sit at the table, because not everyone likes dancing. I mean, yeah. Anyways, and then the dance floor, what I'm doing here at the moment is just I'm adding the little fairy lights to the walls. And why I'm doing that is because if you delete the walls and you put in pillars, you can't add the fairy lights anymore. So I wanted to create it like in this way, so that I can delete the walls after I've added like the pillars and everything, because then the fairy lights stay as well. I also use the move objects cheat, so I don't know if that makes a difference. Sorry, I didn't test it without it. But yeah, I'm also adding like little fences, the small black fence. I just use the white color on top. I imagine that can be like the poles for the tents if I were to add a tent if it was raining or anything like that. I know I'm talking about making provision for rain a lot, but I think a wedding venue should like put that into their disclaimers, like, listen, I will take care of you if it's raining or whatever. I think it'll make the bride feel a little less stressed on the day and stuff like that. But yeah, I'm adding a DJ stand because obviously I would like to have a DJ at my wedding. Not everyone likes music at their weddings, but yeah, I think it's cool just to celebrate the day and stuff. And then here on the left side, I will now add a little path that'll go to the front where people can enter then from the back. I also thought this is the perfect entrance for the chefs or the catering company to enter, so that they can bring the food to the tables, or if you have buffet style, then they can come and fetch their food and then go and eat it at the tables. But yeah, you can choose how you want to have this one. I really like this. I don't know why, but I also don't understand why I decided to do the wedding venue. But I think maybe I just had like a bit of wedding vibes going. And yeah, I know everyone is still in lockdown and not really thinking about weddings, because I heard a lot of people had to cancel their weddings, which is like, imagine you have to cancel your entire wedding. It's months of planning and stuff, and now you just have to cancel it. So maybe I'm just trying to spread like the positive vibes of, don't worry, it will happen. Yeah, it's tough, but we'll all get through this. And then I chose the same type of table for like all the dining tables, and then also the middle table that I chose is definitely for the groom and the bride to sit down and eat. And I know a lot of weddings do this where they have the family sit with them, but I don't like this idea. I like the fact that it's only the groom and the bride, and then they can talk about the evening, or they don't have to sit at their table. They can go and move to different tables and go and chat with their guests to make sure that everyone's having a good time. I think that's definitely something that I'll do. But yeah, so this part is just literally, I chose the coolest seats also for them. I feel you have to feel like a queen and a king on that day. So yeah, I really liked it. And then, as you can see, I'm choosing little flower ornaments for each table and putting the little green leaves on each side. It's easy to do. I'm not sure if it's like if it's practical or whatever, but I really like it, because I know that like all the weddings that I've been to, they have this little like greenish plants in the middle, and it always looks so nice with photos and stuff. It just adds. Then this little paper light thing that I've also used at the front with the trees, I decided to use it for this on the tables and everything, just to create a better light. And in the evening you'll see it looks absolutely gorgeous, and I think this turned out better than I expected it to be honest. It looks fun and people can have a good time, and the music's gonna be great. And yeah, I just really had a good time building this one. But yeah, and then I'm just changing the little path, as you can see, just to make sure that it runs up to the end. But then I did have problems with the different like the levels. So I just decided to cancel on it, and there doesn't have to be fence next to the chair, next to the stairs anyway. So then I just added the railings, and yeah, it worked out perfectly. And then the next thing that I'm going to build is the kitchen area that I'm talking about. And I really just built this on my experience of how catering companies work and all those things. I really feel like if you've worked in a kitchen, you've worked. Like, it's tough. Like, I'm not a chef at all. I study law, so I really just do it for a bit of extra money. And if you've worked in a kitchen, especially for a big event, then you know how it feels to like work under pressure. It's so tough. My one friend is actually a chef, or she's studying to become a chef, and she's doing so well for herself. And the way that she's working, and when I look at her hand, she sometimes just have blisters and everything. So you definitely work hard. I chose the taller like fences to make sure that they can't really be seen from the outside. I think that's a good thing, but I definitely still wanted to make it look beautiful and like perfect, like for a wedding vibe. So I chose the white fences and the beautiful gate, and everything just needs to look fancy, I feel. I did insert like tiles inside of this area, or like stone, because I wanted to make sure that they can work easily and it's not a problem. Because yeah, working on grass, it does work, we've done it before, but it's always like a bit uneven and stuff, and you want things to look like clean and neat and stuff. I'm just adding some parking spaces just to make sure everyone has parking. And then also in the area of the kitchenette and stuff, that's why I wanted to look like beautiful, so I'm adding wood for the kitchen area. And then I also added the bathrooms in here, because I think you don't want your bathrooms to be seen, and especially if you have a full-on outside wedding with no like clubhouse or anything like that, you don't want your bathrooms just to stand in your photos or stuff. So I just added it inside here after I finished the kitchen. And yeah, so that's pretty much all. I used these counters all white because I wanted to still have the whole wedding vibe. I obviously have 2 fridges because for a venue like this, you'll probably cater for like between 80 to 150 people. So you'll probably need you'll need 2 fridges. You can't just work out of one. But yeah, I did struggle with the counters for some weird reason. I don't really know why, but I had a really good time just, in building this and kind of like creating my own little wedding venue. I don't know why, it was so much fun. And then obviously the chairs with the counters, it's for the workers to maybe like, or the chef to maybe just like create the food there, and yeah, just work together, because it's definitely difficult. Like for us, though sometimes it'd be like, okay, call it, and workers come here, work here, and then you have to run, and there needs to be space. It's a very unnecessary story, but yeah, I wanted to create these domes for if it is raining, then they don't have to worry about a tent for this as well, because this did look modern enough to put it in here, but also like weddingy enough, if that makes sense. But yeah, and then obviously you need the stoves and the wash basins and everything to make sure that enough food is prepared at the same time. So yeah, this is literally just a typical wedding venue outside without any clubhouse or anything, but music is sorted, bathrooms is sorted, little sitting areas for the caterers and waiters, maybe to rest at and everything. So yeah, I'll put the bathrooms in now, and it does go quite quickly for the bathrooms, and I did test it, and it does work perfectly. And also I think it's good because the bathrooms aren't seen or anything, so obviously you can't maybe do everything at the bathroom that you want to, but just to quickly go to the bathroom is easy and stuff. It might be a weird concept to have bathrooms there, but I kind of enjoyed it. This little sitting area now is just for the waiters and caterers that have to wait or stuff like that. I know I didn't add a bar because I thought everything will go out of the kitchen, and then you can order. So it won't be a bar people are like waiting around, or like the bar is always full or anything like that. So then yeah, the table is also maybe for cutting or just sitting and chatting and yeah, working. And then now I'll add the little path on the side that'll go to the reception venue. And yeah, I really liked how this worked out. I did add some finishing touches like a little green fence and things like that. So I really liked how this all turned out. Let me know what you think. Yeah, I don't know why, but this was really it was a really fun build, just thinking like what would I need, and almost playing party planner all on its own. So let me know what you guys think, and if you want to see me build different things in The Sims, like maybe a conference hall, or I don't know, I don't even know, like a courthouse or anything like that. I'm still wanting to do that. These benches at the back are maybe for the smokers, because because you don't necessarily want to smoke in between people, or you want to, but maybe this is like a designated smoking area. So I thought about that, and also maybe for the waiters just to work and stuff. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this a lot, and the ornaments I added there, it's just for extra like decoration, and it looks beautiful. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy, and let me know what you want to see next, and I'll do that. So thank you so much, and check out my playlist on the expansion packs and the stuff packs and game packs that's to follow. Is going to be all the build mode items, so that you don't have to go and worry about like what is the best and stuff. And if you want to see me do a review on my favorite stuff, game packs and expansion packs, I'll do that as well. Just let me know, and yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Stay safe.